News, this is Montana This Morning.
I'm Tom Buchanan. Organ donors from throughout the state were remembered today at an award ceremony. I'll have more details.
Opening statements are slated for this morning in former President Donald Trump's hush money trial. I'm Wendy Gillette at the New York City courthouse with a preview of which surprising witnesses may soon take the stand.
And we caught up with the Montana State men's rugby team before their trip to Washington, D.C. for nationals. Alrighty, it is the top of the hour, 6 o'clock on this Monday morning. Jane McDonald and Matt Elwell with you. Beautiful sun. You can see it just starting to peek over the mountains. Absolutely favorite thing about this time of year is that early sunshine. It's a lot of fun.
Get that, and it's a constant reminder that our days are getting longer and they're generally warming up. This week is going to be kind of all over the board. We'll see some very chilly morning temperatures, which we're seeing now. Right now, most of our temperatures into the 20s, a couple of low 30s, but unfortunately we have some wind at times today, and that's going to put a little chill in the air. Mainly clear conditions for the day today. Here's a look outside this morning. It is beautiful. It's just crisp as we're starting into the early part of the morning. Temperature should be into the 50s to low 60s for the afternoon today. Again, more wind for the afternoon. I'm going to break it all down for you, talk about our next chance of rain and snow. That's coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thank you very much, Matt. Now, when you get asked to become an organ donor at the DMV, it may seem like a question that many of us overlook. But as our MTN's Tom Buchanan shows us, yes, it can end up saving lives.
Here at the Governor's Gift of Life Award ceremony, organ donors from throughout the state were remembered.
Friends and family members of the deceased were given Gift of Life awards in honor of their loved ones' final parting gifts. Lieutenant Governor Kristen Juris presented the awards to their loved ones. 38 organ donors were honored. Nearly 200 people in Montana are waiting for an organ transplant. Each donor can save 8 lives and enhance over 75 more. Carter Hearn died last August at the age of 25 after a motorcycle crash.
He grew up in Colorado and California and then moved to Montana for college, but found his calling in carpentry and the love of the outdoors in Montana. He loved to hike and fish and hunt.
Carter had been an organ donor since first receiving his driver's license. Just a week before his death, he had renewed his license and renewed his decision to be an organ donor. Carter's mother, Sonia, who instilled in him this selfless act, says that his decision is a way for him to continue to give even after passing on.
It's deeply touching to realize that even though Carter's not here with us today, that those lives that were probably in a state of despair are now changed for a very long time, and it's extended their lives. And so it's a way to make, something positive out of such a sad tragedy.
Lieutenant Governor Kristen Juris says she has 2 grandchildren who have cystic fibrosis and may one day need lung transplants.
Well, it is one shred of joy that you can pull out of the death of a loved one is to know that because of them, their life continues. We heard just some very heartfelt stories today. It's bittersweet. We're honoring and rejoicing in the lives of the ones we have lost, as well as the lives that continue because of this gift they made.
The Governor's Office of Community Service recently received approval for an outdoor memorial on the Capitol complex to be called the Threshold of Life for families and friends to honor those who are impacted by organ donation. A model of the memorial was showcased at the event. If you would like to become an organ donor, you can either do so when you renew your license or through donatelifemt.org.
Reporting in Helena, Tom Buchanan, MTN News.
And the Drug Enforcement Administration held their second annual Montana Fentanyl Family Summit over in Billings. And officials invited families to share heartbreaking stories of loved ones lost. And everyone in the room said that we need in the media to talk about it as often as possible. So that's what we're doing this morning. Our Casey Conlon dives into the economics of the epidemic.
Let's call this sugar fentanyl. This is about a kilo's worth. And a kilo can kill 500,000 people, 500,000. It's because all it takes is a 2 milligram dose, like this. A drug trafficker can produce this for $8,000, but can sell 500,000 of these for millions. That's why everyone's terrified.
Fentanyl is the #1 deadliest drug threat our nation has ever seen.
And David Oleski has seen a lot. A 23-year DEA veteran, he's worked in many of the world's drug manufacturing epicenters. But America's current fentanyl crisis is much more personal.
My daughter, Mary Kate, passed away when she was 22 of a fentanyl overdose.
Carol Keenan shared her daughter's story at last week's DEA Family Summit. Mary Kate passed away 8 years ago, before most had ever heard of fentanyl. There were just 4 fentanyl overdose deaths in all of Montana in 2017. Last year, there were 80. Here's why. Billings is at the center of 2 trafficking corridors, one coming from eastern Washington along Interstate 90, the other coming straight up I-25 from Denver. In those markets, fentanyl pills are everywhere.
Where pills might sell, honestly, for less than $1, you can come into this state, and we are seeing pills sell for anywhere from $60 to $80.
Agents reported that number from the Fort Peck Indian Reservation.
The profit margins increase. So for a trafficker, that is a market that they want to be in.
Cesar Avila has worked in Billings for 2 years, and he's already seen a drastic change.
You can certainly see the impacts that the drugs that are coming in are having. One of the myths, I will say, is that people feel like it's not as bad.
In reality, it is that bad, and it's getting worse. Stories like Mary Kate Keenan or this one from Avila are becoming more and more common.
The boyfriend handed his girlfriend what he thought was just a regular oxycodone pill to help her with her pain. She was complaining something was hurting. He's like, hey, being the good boyfriend, here you go, I have these. She took it, she overdosed, she died. He felt so bad, he committed suicide.
I hope in 5 years it's better. I hope so. But yeah, it's hard to say.
But someone has to be saying it. In Billings, Casey Conlon, MTN News.
Thank you very much, Casey. Now on the national scene, another historic day in Manhattan, where opening statements are set to begin soon in former President Donald Trump's criminal trial. Last week, a jury of 12 New Yorkers, plus 6 alternates, were chosen to decide Trump's fate. He's being charged with falsifying business records to hide an alleged affair ahead of the 2016 presidential election. CBS News correspondent Wendy Gillette has more on what to expect from outside the courthouse in New York.
Prosecutors in Manhattan are getting ready to present their case against former President Donald Trump to a panel of 7 men and 5 women jurors.
The judge wants us to go as fast as possible.
The former president faces 34 counts of falsifying business records. Prosecutors accuse him of funneling hush money through former lawyer Michael Cohen to adult film star Stormy Daniels to hide an alleged affair before the 2016 presidential election. Trump denies the affair and has pleaded not guilty.
This is really a concerted witch hunt.
CBS News has learned the prosecution is expected to call former National Enquirer publisher David Pecker as its first witness as soon as today. He's expected to testify about an alleged catch-and-kill scheme to purchase negative stories about Trump during the campaign and suppress them. Other prosecution witnesses include Michael Cohen and Stormy Daniels. The former president has also said he'd like to testify in his own defense.
He has made so many social media posts that in cross-examination, he could be shown to be totally inconsistent. I would never put him on the witness stand if he were my client.
The trial has kept Trump from the campaign trail.
I think we're going to have to just do a rain check. I'm so sad.
A planned return to the stage over the weekend in North Carolina was thwarted by bad weather. Wendy Gillette, CBS News, New York.
And today, another New York judge will hear arguments in a civil fraud case regarding former President Trump's business dealings in New York. The state's attorney general has asked the judge to reject a $175 million bond in that case out of financial concerns for the company that holds the bond. Trump has appealed the order to pay $460 million in the case after the judge ruled that he misrepresented the value of his holdings. Now, a little bit closer to home, students from all across Montana were at MSU over the weekend to compete in something that's not on the field. They are competing in things like astronomy, meteorology, and chemistry. Our Cassidy Powers introduces us to some of those students.
How do you throw a party in space?
I don't know. How?
You plan it. Oh my gosh. That joke wasn't very impressive, but you know what is? These kids competing in the Science Olympiad.
And so hopefully the weight is pushed down evenly among the triangles and distributes the weight along the whole tower.
These Laurel High School students are competing in the tower event, where students create a structure out of sticks and glue that has to be at least 61 centimeters tall and hold up to 33 pounds. Brady, a 6th grader from Florence, shows off his tower.
The strategy was to make sure the beams were inside and out to ensure that it was the strongest that it could be.
This event is just one of 30 held at the annual Montana Science Olympiad that took place Friday. Other events include fields related to life sciences, chemistry, engineering, and more.
We describe it as an academic track meet because there's all kinds of different events, and some people specialize in anatomy, other people in meteorology.
The Science Olympiad is a national competition that's taken place in Montana for around 40 years. This year, Montana State is hosting over 800 students from 32 schools around the state.
This is not a one-day thing for the students. They've been working all year. If you're going to see how much your tower can hold, you have to break a lot of towers. So they'll build samples and break them and figure out what went wrong and try to make it better.
One champion from high school and one from middle school will be crowned winners at the end of the state tournament. Those students will go on to nationals to compete for Montana, which is a big deal for these students' future.
If you go to a job interview and they see, oh, wow, you did Science Olympiad, a lot of people really recognize that is a huge commitment. It's a really big honor for students to be a medalist.
Dan and Noah from East Helena High School have a pretty good shot at being medalists, considering they were able to make a tower that held the maximum weight of 33 pounds. So what did they do with their tower to celebrate?
Now we gotta clean it up.
In Bozeman, Cassidy Powers, MTN News.
All right, thank you very much, Cassidy. 6:11 now. The Montana State men's rugby team, well, they are no stranger to success. And this year, the team overcame hurdles, which is a testament to their drive. Our Edgar Cedillo caught up with the team before their trip for nationals to Washington, D.C.
Yeah! Big blue, 1-2, 1-2, boom! I mean, I can remember back to when I was a freshman here, and there was that expectation that, like, Montana State just, like, we go to nationals, we go to 7s nationals, we go to 15s nationals.
The Montana State men's rugby club team is getting ready to head to nationals for the 4th straight year in a row, but the road to get to nationals hasn't been a smooth one.
I've been in a habit of getting 9th place at these tournaments, or like 8th, so I think the expectation this time is just to push past that first barrier. It's really hard being a club team. Like, you know, we have a lot of turnover from fall to spring and like within seasons, but this team has really stayed together.
Head coach Joseph Williams says that the beginning of this year looked a lot different.
This season, completely unexpected. I just didn't see it from where we were in the fall to, like I said, we had 4 starters. Now, in 7s, you have 7 players on the field at one time. 4 of those people ended up with surgeries. So when we started the season, we said to the kids, we said, hey, let's just have fun this season.
But fun turned out to be pretty successful.
Watching some of the guys who weren't typically starting players be put into those roles, turn into those roles, and then progress to a nationals run here at the end of the season is awesome.
Williams says that the team's success comes from everyone putting in the work.
We also run alongside with these guys. When I try to talk to these guys about lifting, I take them in the gym and I'll bench and squat and deadlift right next to them just as much.
Games on Saturday.
As the team gets ready for their 4th visit to nationals, their goal is to not stop the Bobcats from being a stranger to success.
To leave this uniform and the club in just a better place than when I got here, and I think we've done a good job of doing that.
Pretty incredible that we've been able to do this year after year. Montana State's is a name in rugby now.
Just absolutely incredible. Now, the team needs some help to head over to nationals. They've got to raise about $15,000. So we're going to have a link to their GoFundMe over on our website. And their plan is to take on the University of Albany Friday morning at 8:45 Mountain Time, Matt.
It's an exciting time for them.
It'll be a great deal.
Congratulations. I love to see that kind of success.
I do too. Now, speaking of success, we're going to take a minute to honor one of the government's, I would argue, longest and probably one of their hardest working employees who recently retired.
Aww.
Of course, I am talking about the longest serving passenger screening explosives detection canine.
So excited.
Look at him. This is over at the Reagan Airport in Washington, D.C. This canine, he has put in his time and then some, keeping those passengers safe. So what better way to celebrate than getting rained on by some tennis balls? I mean, he is just having the time of his life. That is his favorite toy of all time. This is an 8-year-old yellow lab, Messi, who, I mean, of course he likes balls. His name is Messi.
That's right.
I mean, come on now. So it'll be a great time. Well deserved for all of his service to the country. I agree. Now, we're going to take a short break here on Montana This Morning. But when we come back, well, to all those producers out there, we're going to be talking all about grasshopper and grasshopper prevention and why some are going more of the preventative route rather than the eradication route. We're going to have that plus your top stories when we come back.